Hi there, this is JOANNA, JOANNA, and this is the live in English for English speakers about Peru. And I'm Viedma in Peru, speaking from Peru. Now, I don't know what is going on. I kinda have some internal block against speaking to you about that, maybe about Peru. I don't know what's going on and what's going on with me or with some energies. For the last week I was trying to do that alive and I just couldn't. Something was interrupting me, or I just thought maybe it's not a good moment, or maybe I shouldn't speak in English. So you can put in comments like, are you interested in that or not? But yeah, I'm starting. There was then the transmission, which was the introduction to all the stuff about Peru from the philosophical point of view, and anything, any other information you need, I will give you, because I live here. And now I'm starting like exactly, right? So let's talk about Peru, and in that live I want to talk about the location. So where exactly is Peru? I know you may know the geography, but I want to talk about a little about philosophy, because I'm a Viedma philosopher. So I will talk about that point of view, and I don't want to talk for 2 hours, right? Let's say 20 minutes. All right. I'm Viedma in Peru, and it doesn't mean a witch, right? And this is the indoctrination of the Catholic Church. Basically what it means is, you can translate it as a sage, simply somebody who has knowledge, ancient knowledge. And that's what I do. I study ancient knowledge of Arya and Slavic people, and it's connected to all ancient knowledge in the world, in fact. And I do help people. I do analysis of your matrix, and I can help you with coaching. All right, so you just check my website. It's from matrix2self.com. There is also a store online, and you can see over there the webinars and the books and so on. All right, so Peru, yeah, Peru is in South America, right? Now let's see the word not exactly from the point of geography only, but let's see from the point of view of energy, and how the energy flows, and the philosophy. All right, so usually when you see the map of the world, in the middle somewhere, that's how continents are split, right? In the middle you've got the Europe in the north, and Africa below, right? So this is the center of the world, because this is the center, because philosophically speaking, we've got, simplifying, we've got two nations, right? Two, not really races, not really nations, some two mentalities or two energies in the world, on this earth. And those are earth people, natives, broadly speaking, and those people came from Africa, and they can be more black, less black, doesn't really matter right now, but they are in this native energy. They are very connected to the earth, right? And this is Africa, and this Africa is connected to all other parts, because those people just went away, they just moved, and we've got all those native people in two Americas, in the West, and in Asia and Oceania, right? And Australia and New Zealand, right? So most of the earth is covered, you can say, or is inhabited by native people. That's the fact. The native people are the owners, exactly, the first owners of this planet. And that's true. Yeah. Now Europe yeah, Europe is the center of white culture, and that's true, and it should stay that way. Yeah. Now, in another, I will put in the comments link to my first transmission English, where I explain everything more or less as much as I can about all this white and black mentality and white and black problems right now with agenda and indoctrination. But what exactly? We need to get to know each other, we need to respect each other, we kind of need to live closer to each other, but we need to respect each other's culture right now. Okay, but we need to see that we white people, and I'm Slavic, Arya Slavic, so I am not imperialist like the West Europe, and don't connect me with that exactly. And I am not as well as North America, United States, for example, and many people, inhabitants, white, are not. That's the mentality of politics, and but also of those people as well. But you need to know that karma is karma, and all the imperialists patriarchal times need to be harmonized. So right now that's kinda normal that white people have problems in Europe, right? Okay, but you need to see that still white people build, especially Arya Slavic, build their culture and civilization. Not Germans, not French, excuse me, right? The history is wrong. Yeah, but what you need to know is that Europe is the center for culture and civilization, and it got spread all over the world. Yes, also through religion and some indoctrination. But yeah, anyway, you need to see that most of this planet of Earth is connected to native culture, and above that there is Vedic, Veda, and Arya Slavic culture. Now, where is Peru in all that? All right, so there is the Western world, and Western world, it's not exactly the United States and Canada. Western world, the most are natives, so-called Indians, right? So native people of two Americas, and those native people came from Asia, from Siberia, and their genetics is cool and it's connected to Turks and Mongols and so on, more or less. They are like diversified right now, but more or less is that, and they cover two Americas, right? And okay, let's leave. Let's not talk about North America. South America. South America is called Latino America, and there is a big discussion about that. And I think some professor from Venezuela started it. I will explain in a moment what is this Latino and why are they so against it. Never mind. Anyway, South America. In South America, there is Peru, and Peru is the heart of South America, is the heart. Why? Because there is the most power, earth power, native power, and those are chakrams, and it's connected to those ancient white Arya and or union, cosmic union civilization who descended and built the civilization over there before natives came over there, and then came Incas, and then they got mixed more or less with natives, and they created a kind of society and a kind of imperia, kind of kingdom, you can say, right? And this kingdom is kind of similar to what did Arya Slavic people, Scythian Arya Slavic people as well. Kingdom where white people with their civilization, Arya white civilization, connected themselves to Asian people and created some kind of kingdom, right? And now Chinese people or Japanese or Indian people continue that, right? But Peru is kind of the mirror the mirror. Those 2 points are important, right? Europe, this area, Slavic, Euro-Asia, and here Peru, which means the Inca kingdom, and all the natives, you can say, right? The native culture of Amazon and the completely different native culture of Andes mountains, right? Okay, so Peru is, you can say, the heart, because Peru is specific, is very strongly native in Amazons and in Sierra mountains, and that's the power of Earth. And there is also this energy of Incas and white culture, you can say, right? This ancient culture. Okay, now I will not explain all that much, but I explained in the previous transmission that center is center. Normally in the center energy is balanced, right? The energy of the world, cosmic energy. But in the East, energy is always more, you can say, spiritual. In the West, energy is a little more material. Now, you need to understand it well, but it just, if you will see the reality, you will see that, for example, India, China, they are all in their ideas of philosophy and so on, right? Simplifying. And in the West, for example, yeah, North America is all about money and imperialism, you could say, and it's matter, and is material, right? Material world, and consumerism as well. That's negative, but it's also all about businesses and so on, and it's correct, it's good about work. And South America, it's more or less like it's the mirror of North America, only that South America is conquered by North America and by Satanists, and is covered. Their power is covered, their minerals, their sources are sucked by the North normally, and West Europe. So this needs to end, and it will end, but South America is very much rich in all what is minerals, all the power and the richness of the earth. And also there's the power of mountains, so there are minerals, there's the power of rivers, because from there comes electricity and so on, right? The energy, the power of civilization is there. But that's sucked, that's controlled, right? Peru as well. You can say that each country in South America is controlled by some other country in the West Europe or North America, and that's a pity, that's a problem. It needs to be changed. That means that those countries are rich, especially Peru, but people of that country, like Peruvians, they don't really have much, so they are also in the matter, but not, let's say, over there, but they are at the bottom line of sobrevivencia, como dicen aquí, how they say this here, and that's not really funny, right? That's serious. They really struggle to survive. So you cannot say that Peru is poor or South America is poor completely, because it has its richness, but it's controlled, right? Okay, now native people just have their time of revenge, simply, and they will revolutionize, let's say the word, and that's okay and that's honest. Because those time of imperialism and patriarchalism needs to stop. Okay, and now Peru is part of this Latin America, and it means that that's kind of Latino word, and that's where from that come all stereotypes, but there is a bit of truth in that, because they are in the matter and they are very much in the body, and their life is all around the work. It's hard work, but it's all about the work, and it's all about having fun and living well. So they want to live better. Sometimes they don't have possibilities, so they just enjoy their life. So you've got everything which is like carnivals here, and carnivals are big over here. Yes, you've got some carnivals in South Europe, but it's nothing like here. Here, every other country, like Brazil is the most, is in carnival. Now, carnival, yeah, I will not explain the word carnival, maybe in the reel, but carnival is connected to the body, because this is the time of profanum, right? There is a sacred epoch in the year, sacred time, and there is profane. So this is carnival, when you simply have fun and you kind of enjoy your sensuality, sexuality as well, and you show off, and you spend a lot of money, and you drink, and you have fun, and you dance, and you show your body normally. And it's, I don't know if it's a problem, that's how the West is, and it can be positive, because, you know, maybe there's no balance, but before, in this kingdom, Slavic connected to Asia, you also had, it was not so spiritual and so, oh, I will just work for nothing and help all the world. It was not exactly like that. People really were rich, and they really cherished the fun, the time of carnival, and they did drink and they did dance. And it's with Catholicism, with Catholic Church, it was destroyed over there, and we need to go back to that. That means that kind of East, with their spirituality and kind of working for nothing, needs to learn from the West, and the West need to learn from the East all about spirituality, right? But now the thing is that this Latino world is all about in the body, matter, and money. Yes, it is. And there is the survival life in South America and the more or less good life in North America. But it needs to change. But that's how it is. It's important because all the material is important, right? Now, Peru is like that as well, all right? You've got the fiesta, you've got the carnivals on the coast, and in Andes, in kind of every country of South America. Yeah. Now, and it's important, right? Because this feast is to give thanks to the earth for the crops, for everything which grew, right? For the plants, for everything, for the food. So carnival is important. It's important to have fun, and it's important to say thank you and connect in the community. That's what they do. That's what carnival basically is. It's having fun and connecting to the earth and to each other. Because then again there is hard work later on. Okay, and now this is Peru, and Peru is like that, and Peru I will explain more later on. It's like three parts. It's costa, and it's a little different. All the coast of South America is a little different, so also of Peru. And there is the middle part, which are Andes mountains, and the most of it has got Peru and Chile. And then there is Amazonia, and Peru has got quite a lot of Amazonia, Amazon forest, and Amazon mentality, and Amazon people, and Amazon shamanism. Yeah, Brazil has most of Amazon forest, but if we look at Peru in all South America kind of has it all. The most minerals, the most richness, the most earth power, the most chakrams, the most civilization, the most culture, the most powerful places, the most minerals, and the most of what is spectacular in South America. And this is the coast, so the ocean, and then mountains, and then Amazon forest. So Peru has it all. So it's a great place to live, but it has a lot of problems. So that's why I'm saying you cannot just one day wake up and say, oh, I'm going for a trip to Peru, and not prepare yourself and know nothing. That's so only an idiot can do that. Okay, but I'll explain why later on. Now, Latino word is that yeah, Latino is because they speak that language. All South America was controlled by Spanish people, which means also Catholic Church, and that's the Spanish language. And Brazil, there is a Portuguese language, and those languages came from Latin, just as French and others, right? But those Spanish and Portuguese people gave that name, that those languages are Latin, came from Latin languages, and that's why this is the Latino America, because they speak Spanish or Portuguese. There is that, nothing else. There is no connection, because they are just kind of discussing. There are professors, I think in Venezuela, who are discussing, should we use the name Latino or not? I think it's too late. A few centuries too late, because they started it, I don't know exactly what, but at least 2 centuries, right? And it's all about the language. It's a Latin, post-Latin language, just like French, for example, right? And that's it, nothing else. There is no other connection to Latium people, meaning the Latium is a small part in Italy, and okay, Imperio Romano, and those people had their language, which was Latin, Latium language, and from that came Latin, and from that all the Imperio Romano, Imperium, Roman Imperium took that language. And that's how it all spread, right? And then it was used, vulgarized, and so on. Doesn't matter. There is no connection, no genetic connection, but they are arguing, all right? And at Venezuela, I think they are arguing at universities, in books. Should we use it because we are not really Latium people, we are not really Latinos, Latin people, Latinos live in Europe. No, there are no Latino people in Europe. There are no Latium, because there is this region, right, in Italy, but Latin is kind of dead language, but it has many children, right? All the West Europe has Latin, post-Latin languages. It's another family of languages than Slavic. And there are no Latinos in Europe. There are Latinos in Latin America, and they can argue, but I think it's useless. Or you can say, some people just say that it's a Hispanic America, but then what about Brazil? So Latino America it was the name that kind of was talking about the all South America and that part of middle, right? So with Mexico and so on. So that's it. And Peru is kind of the real heart of South America, right? Yeah. I will talk about the maybe what's inside Peru next time. That's it.